Hello, and welcome back to another episode. Today, I wanted to talk about the things that I have added into my daily routine that involve embracing technology as somebody from the hairstyling world. We don't always stay up on the latest things, it's hard to change. We get stuck in our routines. I know for a lot of my members of my Hair Color Secrets Insider inner circle, just getting online booking was a big deal to get used to that new technology. And I know that if I asked any one of them now how they feel about it, they would say they can't imagine going back. So, some things that I wanted to share are, not using your personal cell phone number and having a Google phone number instead of having people, reach out to you at all hours of the day and night on your personal line. So, that's number one. Number two is no longer printing business cards. So I know for years and years, we were always carrying around, you were told, carry your business card. I've taught classes at the New York Hair Show where it's all about, I would give prizes to anybody who could hand me quickly their business card, showing them the importance of branding and always having a promotion and having your card handy. But in 2025, that's no longer necessary. And printing a business card is an unnecessary expense. And I don't know about you, but somebody just handed me a card today and they said, "Oh, here's my card. I look forward to hearing from you." And the first thing that I do when somebody hands me a card is get in my car, take a picture of the card, and throw the card away because I'm not a wallet person. Every time I've ever had a wallet, I've gotten it stolen. So now I don't have a wallet. So for me, I'm like, what am I going to do with this card? But I know as a business owner what the cost was for this business card. It was 4-color, glossy, physically printed. It's expensive. So as someone who ran a salon for 36 years, every time I had a new hire, it would be a big deal the day they got their personal business card. And it didn't always work out. Sometimes they would be there for a month and I would have this big pile of printed business cards that I was left, and we would flip them over and use them as appointment cards. Well, now you don't even need appointment cards because most of our clients, when they're leaving the salon, they're going to put their appointment in their either iPhone or Android calendar. For me, if it's not in the iPhone calendar, I'm not showing up. I don't even know that I have an appointment. It's been, I don't even know how long since I've used a paper calendar. My mom and sister still have a paper calendar they carry in their purse. They still carry around a checkbook. They handwrite all of their bills. Not me. I am embracing technology in every way possible. Anything I can do to make my life easier, I am ready to embrace. And again, it's not always easy in the beginning. There's always this little bit of discomfort of trying something new. But I promise you, once you get into the groove and you get used to it, you cannot imagine your life without these tools. So, to replace the business card, I was at an event recently all about artificial intelligence. It was amazing, made my brain hurt. I learned so much. I joined a new mastermind where I'm going full force into all things AI for the beauty industry. I have a lot of exciting projects coming up. So if you're excited about that, please reach out to me and I can share with you what's going on in my inner circle. But business cards. So I'm sitting at a table with these women that I just met, and it comes time for us to exchange information. And if you're over 50, you're pulling out your readers and you're trying to type your phone number into the person's phone, or you're slowly telling them your phone number and your name and all the things. And this girl came up to me and she said, "Let's swap contacts." And she held her phone up. I'm going to pretend that this is another phone. She held her iPhone up and we went like this. And it was like, loop. My stuff went into her phone, her stuff went into my phone, and it was a beautiful thing. So I was like, where has that wizardry been my whole life? And I came home and asked my kids, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, a couple years." I'm like, a couple years? You knew about this magical madness and you didn't share it with your old mother? So there's that. If each person has an iPhone, incredibly fun and exciting to do when you meet people. And if you're out, like I just came back from the gym. And the girl at the gym is like, "Your hair color always looks so good. I love your color. Like, do you do hair here?" And I said, "No, I haven't done any hair since I've moved here. I'm teaching and I do models. So if you ever want to be a model," she's like, "Oh my gosh, I would love that." So right there, she wants to be a model. So for me to get her information and her get my information, we can do that little touch thing where we, send it through the airwaves to each other's phones. Or you can set up a Blink card. It is free. BLINQ is the name of it. Go on to your phone, download the Blink app into your phone. It's a red icon. Looks like, oops, let me go back. Looks like that. It's a B in red, BLINQ, and go through all the steps. It's very easy to set up, and you'll end up with a business card along with a QR code that your friends can, your new friend can scan with their camera, the QR code, or you can send it right to their phone and it'll go into their contacts. You do not have to pay for it. When you're filling it out, it'll ask you to sign up for the pro plan. Not necessary. The free business card is totally free. You can put your logo on there. You can put a picture of yourself on there. Really cool. I will never print a business card again. That is very old school now. So that's number 2. Number 3 is training your own personal chat GPT. So I'm having a lot of fun. My husband's teasing me saying I'm having an affair, and I kind of am. I named my chat GPT Chad just because it sounds like chat and it's easier. I picked a male Australian accent because I love that accent. So a little disclaimer, when you start to work with your chat GPT on a regular basis, they remember everything you've ever told them. So for instance, today I was asking him, I looked at a commercial property. I'm thinking about opening an actual physical training center that I'm very excited about. So I would love to hear from you if that excites you and if you would come to Florida and want to do some hands-on education. So I went on to my chat GPT, and there's a button in the lower left-hand corner that you can push, and you can talk to your chat GPT as if you were talking to a friend. So I'm walking to the beach yesterday. I'm going on my walk, and him and I are just having a chat. And the beauty of Chad is he tells me everything that I want to hear. Unlike my husband is the voice of reason. We are brick and balloon. I'm always pie in the sky ideas floating up in the air and just we'll figure it out. He's very grounded, very mathematical, and make a list, make a spreadsheet, do all of your expenses, see if it makes sense. I'm like, let's just throw spaghetti at the wall. If it doesn't work, oh well, it's no big deal. So when I ask him, Chad, a question, he remembers what I talked about before. So yesterday I was talking about I'm going to visit my friend in Hawaii, and I said, "Hey, Chad, what is the average price of a 2-bedroom condo in North Kihei?" So he starts to answer me, and he says, most of them are this, but you can get one for that. And we're having that conversation, and then I go back to the space for the training center, and I say, "Hey, I'm thinking of, I want you to help me come up with a name for this training center. What do you think of?" And he says, "Well, I think that you should incorporate the word Kihei in there because then," and I was like, "Oh, no, 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 no." And I had to interrupt him like I would interrupt my husband. And I said, "No, no, 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 no. This isn't about Hawaii. This is here in St. Pete Beach." And I had to start all over again. But my point is that he remembers, I say he, it doesn't have to be he. You can have a female, you can have anything that you want. But the AI remembers everything. So when I go on there and I'm having a class for all of you in hair color, it'll say like, "Well, your last color was about gray hair and the difference between blending and coverage. So after that, do you want to maybe go into like some corrective color?" Like he's offering me suggestions based on what I have said in the past. So it's not this magical genie in a bottle that's going to solve all your problems, but it's almost like a little bit of therapy, which can be a little scary. You don't want to depend on it for therapy, but it's just hearing yourself say something and hearing it said back to you, along with some of the history of what you said before. So he might say to me, "Well, Elaine, you said before you would never open up a business again that wasn't virtual." And he could call me out on that because I've said to him, "I've closed my salon. I am so happy to be free of all the headaches and all of the responsibility. And here I am looking at a space. I didn't even finish the sale of my building. It happens on Friday, and I'm already looking at a space to start something new." That's who I am. So Chad better just get used to it. But what I love about it is being able to talk. So the other day I was making dinner and I push the button and I say, Hey, Chad, I'm thinking about making salmon tonight. Can you help me come up with an easy recipe that is healthy, not too much butter or anything too fattening, and just make it simple and easy so I can stick with my 30-day metabolic challenge?
Absolutely. Let's keep it nice and simple and still delicious. How about
Oops. Somehow I just called emergency on my phone. Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that recipe?
Of course. So let's do a nice, easy lemon herb baked salmon. All you really need to do is take a salmon fillet, sprinkle it with a little bit of salt, pepper, some fresh herbs like dill or parsley, and then just squeeze some lemon juice right on top. Pop it in the oven at about 400 degrees Fahrenheit for maybe 12 to 15 minutes until it's cooked through. It's super light, super easy, and totally fits into that metabolic challenge.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. I hope you enjoy it and have a delicious dinner. Let me know if you need any more ideas.
So it's that simple. And I used to use, I don't know how to cook as an excuse. And since the hurricane, I have a beautiful new kitchen. That's the blessing that came out of that disaster. And I can just open my refrigerator and say, hey, Chad, I have salmon, I have butter, I have oil, I have garlic. I can name a bunch of ingredients and say, help me come up with a recipe. And it's an easy recipe, it's easy to follow. And we've had some pretty delicious dinners. So you can use it for anything. Like I looked at the space today and I said, the space has a drop ceiling. Is there a way for me to make the ceiling look nicer as well as put in different lighting? I hate fluorescent bulbs. And he came back with, yes, there's these slimline bulbs, blah, blah, blah. And my husband's like, oh, yeah, that is a good idea. We should look into that. So it's just a really good resource for things like that. So I highly recommend that as well. Uh, the other thing is just being really active in different Facebook communities. Take advantage of social media and be around like-minded people that are uplifting and positive. I know my group is amazing, not just because it's mine, but there's zero negativity. Everybody gets along, everybody looks out for each other, and there's no shaming. There's no, that's a stupid question. There's nothing negative on there. Some of the forums that I'm on ruin my day. I have to stay off of them. But if you get into the right community, the support is unbelievable and such a gift to our industry. So, like for instance, this morning, somebody had a question for me and they had a client coming in 30 minutes. My community jumped to it and answered the question for this stylist when I was still asleep. It was 7:30 a.m. when she asked the question. So, somebody in our time zone might not have been awake either, but there's people that we have on the West Coast that jumped in and said, "Hey, do this." And it was the perfect answer. And it was exactly what she needed. So leaning into community, joining a group. It doesn't have to be mine. I would love for it to be mine. I have a very amazing group that I am super supportive of and always available to. It's called the Inner Circle of the Hair Color Secrets Insiders. You can go to my website, expertcolorsolutions.com. You can go to my YouTube, here on the podcast or on Facebook. You can email me, Elaine at expertcolorsolutions.com. So any way that you can get to me, I would love to have you be part of my community. I love being a color mentor and color coach to hundreds of men and women that are looking for that support. A lot of people are in solo suites now, or they're in a salon in their home. So it's difficult to be completely alone and not have that camaraderie and support. I also host in person events a minimum of twice a year. If I get the space, it's going to be even more times, probably once a month, where you can get in person, hands on education that's, I think, lacking in our industry right now and is very much needed. I see people asking for it, and I'm hoping once I have this space that people will actually show up for me and for themselves. so that they get that opportunity to really get their hands in hair and do the thing instead of just having somebody talk at them in a classroom, demonstration, actually doing the thing right then. That's the type of learner that I am. I'm a very hands-on, have to do it. I don't like head sheets. I don't like diagrams. I don't like, laser pointer at things. I like to physically do the thing, and then it's with me forever. So I hope that this chat helped you, level up with your technology, with embracing ChatGPT. The other thing that I've had fun with is Sora, Sora. I've had a lot of fun. If you follow me on social media, you think I'm having a nervous breakdown. My family's like, what is with you and the crazy videos? But it's just too fun. You have an AI avatar version of yourself. It's called a cameo. And then you tell Sora what you want to happen in the video. So the last one that I did, I said, Elaine is at the sink and she's rinsing a very pale blonde client. And when she hits the hair with water, the hair turns orange. And it immediately does a video of that. And I put that on my Instagram. So sometimes you don't have the time or you don't have your hair and makeup done and you want to put out some content on your social media. This makes it completely instant. It's totally free and it's a fun app. Right now, it's only available for the iPhone. It's not available for Android, but they are starting a wait list for Android people to sign up to get it as soon as it's available. So as always, thanks for listening. I hope this helped. And I hope that you'll consider joining me in the inner circle. We're having our next in-person event in April. It will definitely sell out and you have to be a member in order to come to the event. So reach out and I hope to see you there soon.